So there are essentially two different kinds of templates in Notion. The first kind people call templates. If you share a database with someone else and they can view it and copy it themselves, pull it into theirs, make changes, not unlike the templates that you have that you can pull from the Notion folks themselves. And those are great. You also have database templates, and that's what we're going to look at here. So how this works is we have our 5 projects, but inside of each project, it's empty. And we can start typing whatever we want in the project, but you probably have a similar way that you go about all of your projects. And so you see here, it says press enter to continue with empty page or create a template. So we'll create a template. And so in this template, we'll just call it web project, since these were, that kind of thing. We can default how things show up here, but really it's the bottom part that matters here. So we want to say the company owner, we want to find out who that is every time, and we want to know the revenue and timeline and upload contract. So every time we want to have these things. We want to go ahead and bold some of these just to make it look a little nicer. We have these in our template. We call it web project. So now when we go in to a project, now we can create a web project, an empty page, or a new template. So an empty page would be a normal, just start adding blocks and whatever to it. A new template would be another one, or we can add our web project. And doing that, we just click that, and it loads in that template for us with those few pieces we had. Company owner, revenue, and then upload contract, which my thought here is a trigger to say, okay, cool. Let's go to files and upload the contract so we have a copy of it here. However you want to do that. Then say the company owner is Steve and the revenue is 1.2 million and the timeline is needed before, November 2021 conference. Whatever notes you have. You probably have a lot more involved in a project than that. But the key is you can keep them all the same that way. So now if I were to go back out of here and go to project B, I have nothing in project B yet, but I say, it's a web project. Let's click that and have it fill in those same things again because we want to have those same layouts in there. And again, in theory, your templates would be a lot more robust. You could have some tables and some pictures and maybe another database in it. You could do lots of different things with it, but you can make it the same every time. If you ever want to go change your template, you can just get back to where you can view it. And here, if you hover over web project, you can hit this thing to edit, duplicate, or delete. So maybe you have a different template that's going to be similar. You could duplicate, start there, and make some changes. Here, we'll just go into edit. We can edit this template now. So upload contract, and then delete this line. If people are getting confused by that, you could add something like that, say, and then delete this line. You've edited the template. Now, the key here is it edits the template for uses going forward. Does not edit it for existing uses. So if we go to project A, it's still just the same as it was before. Because once you start making changes, they don't want to overwrite that. But these templates can be great, especially as you build big databases, to be able to make sure that the content inside, a lot of that stuff will be up here, but in the content of the body of it here, you can use some templates to make sure they're all the same, or at least give you some shortcuts on getting things going.